Yep, just catching up on some streaming. Yep, just catching up on some streaming right now. Why is this telling me I have to leave this now again? Oh, oh, I know why. All right, I get it. I have to open up a tab. Facebook tab. All right, I get it. Let me see what I'm gonna see if there's in. Oh, okay.
Scale. And within that same day, I received a call from the mayor telling me he's given the police chief a 2-year contract. No conversation about the article, no conversation about the investigation, no conversation about the accusations. But in typical Fall River fashion, it's move on and keep a blind eye to everything. And I can't operate that way. This city has a longstanding history of not addressing certain things, and we end up in lawsuits, litigation, costs us more money. That report was absolutely scathing, the accusations in that report. And I just want to let people know that we didn't make the accusations. The accusations were made, and I do not have any trust in this administration to address these issues. Hence the city council putting forward this resolution. I feel that if we don't step up and take the lead in this, this is going to continue to happen and continue to happen. And it's all about transparency, accountability, and keeping the public trust up there. We leave stuff like that hanging around out in the open and we do not address it. What do you think the public thinks of us? We've already had many issues over the last few years that went unaddressed and ended up in civil rights violation lawsuits. So something like this is put right into our purview. We talk about purview. This is right in our faces. And if we, as a city council and the oversight of the administration, don't trust him enough to handle this and make sure that it's rectified appropriately, then we have to step in and do it. And that it's a good leadership trait to have, to be able to pick up where somebody else is slacking. And the slacking is pretty immense at this point. So we have to come down and we have to address this to make sure that the public has no questions due to this, the accusations that were made. And I'm just going to say one other thing. I got this thing from Corporation Counsel Rumsey saying that he does not think that we have the ability to do this. Well, I don't care. Because if Attorney Rumsey would have spent more time and effort investigating what we're here for today, he wouldn't have had to write this. So maybe he should have taken the time he took to write this thing and looked into the matter at hand so we don't have to. With that, I yield. Thank you.
Co-sponsor the resolution, President Ponti.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. So I just want to make a couple things clear. To my colleague who also co-sponsored this resolution, who chairs the Public Safety Committee, I'm taking this position that this isn't something that's about politics, right? This isn't what it's about. Reading what I read and reading the warrant and everything that went about here, I think this is more about an abuse of power. Reading the report, reading what I read, the report certainly suggests, in my opinion, that a search warrant may have been used after a critic, somebody who's on social media criticizing the police department. Okay? That is not criminal. That is not a criminal matter, in my opinion. And if somebody has an opinion that doing something like that is criminal, we have to have a discussion about what criminal really means.
It's not criminal.
If it is true from what I read, I think it's a serious violation of the public's trust, and I'm being completely candid and transparent about it. We don't abuse power. None of us, a mayor, a department head, or anybody for that matter, should be abusing the power, especially abusing the power of a badge. Okay?
It's not.
You don't stretch probable cause out, by the way, because you don't like what somebody said. That's not policing. That's not what police officers are supposed to be doing in this community. That's a complete overreach. And I'm not making it up. This isn't, oh, well, there's a bad article written by a reporter. That's not what it's about. Because the search warrant is right there for you to read. This isn't an opinion. Somebody didn't create a documentary about it. A search warrant was signed. Making that clear. And it's irresponsible for the council to ignore something like this. And if we do not launch an investigation, I don't know who will. So we need to get the facts. This is the reason I co-sponsored this resolution. We need to make the facts public. If it's a personnel matter, I know maybe we can't, but we need to make those facts public. And if this crossed the line from policing into targeting a critic, and it's proven, we have a problem. Okay, now I want to bring this into perspective for a moment. Okay, number one, as I indicated before, a warrant in all my research, not ChatGPT or whatever, normal research tells me a warrant is not a tool for retaliation, correct? A warrant is not a tool for intimidation, correct? A warrant is not a tool to unmask critics who might be disrespectful to a department head. I mean, how many times as elected officials being here for almost 10 years, people said things about me? Am I now going to go to the police department and ask them to open an investigation about a person who has a fake profile, who might be a police officer, or might be somebody else talking about me? Do I have the right to go to the chief's office tomorrow and ask them to go get a search warrant on that individual who has a fake profile? That's not policing. That's a bad use of police time. And by the way, after the search warrant, no criminal charges came of this, none whatsoever. So the city has the police department has a responsibility to protect the entire department. The purpose of this resolution isn't to go after the police department, but what it is to do, it's to protect good police. I think my colleague who co-sponsored the resolution would agree with me on that. It's not an anti-police resolution because most officers come to this city, if not all, most of them come to this city every single day doing a job and they want to do it the right way. But ignoring this would hurt the new police officers, would hurt morale in the department, would hurt everything that that department has stood for decades and centuries.
Ponty's got a point.
And the accountability that we're trying to do here, even it might not be politically popular, which I also don't care, protects the integrity of that department in this city. I was honored to have attended an event, and I'm almost done, swearing in new police officers with a couple of my colleagues just recently. What an honor that was, to see young, up-and-coming police officers that are going to hit the streets and protect and serve this city. That was a great moment for the city. I was happy to stand by them with a number of my colleagues. We have an obligation to protect them and every officer, okay? Why does this motion matter? Why does this resolution matter? We are bringing and initiating, if my colleagues support this, which I asked them to do, a formal investigation. We're bringing in an independent company to do it. I don't want to send acting city administrator or somebody else or somebody in the law department to go down to do that. We've already tried that. There was an issue that occurred several years ago with an officer who didn't do the right thing in the detective unit, that we had an outside firm come in and complete an investigation, if you recall. I remember that vividly. That happened. It wasn't done internally. We had an outside firm do it. And the reason we want an outside, I would suggest the outside firm, is it's not going to be biased. There's not going to be any influential decisions being had. And the public should trust the outcome of it. So I know that this isn't popular. Quite frankly, I wasn't elected to do what's popular. I was elected to do what's right. So did all of us. Okay? The findings need to be made public. If something was done wrong, there needs to be consequences. Accountability in this city for everybody is not optional.
Absolutely.
And the public trust isn't
Accountability.
something that we should negotiate either. That's on the merit of my resolution, which I ask my colleagues to support. Now, I want to just make one quick comment about the letter that we received from our corporation counsel, who I have a tremendous amount of respect for. While he did say in his letter that he asked, which I didn't ask for an opinion, I don't know who did, but maybe somebody did, well, that's okay. That the caveat of his letter, which by the way, questions section 2.7 of the city charter, that it gives the council the authority to have investigations into the city affairs. He's kind of indicating in his letter, maybe what I read here, is that we don't have that ability. And I don't understand how anybody could question the city charter under section 2.7. It's very clear. There's nothing about this that is
Transparency.
confusing. The city council may make investigations into the affairs of the city and into the conduct and performance of any city agency under section 2.7 of the city charter. Clear as day, period. It's not but if only, but if maybe, but if this happened. It's a clear sentence that ended. And then it goes to another section, subsections B, subsection C, subsections D, but none of that limits the city council's authority, in my opinion, to provide, to carry out any kind of an investigation. Because if the city council doesn't have the ability to do an investigation, why didn't it say that in the city charter? We don't need to go into a long soliloquy about the city charter. We already know the problems with that. But this is clear. There's no ambiguity here. It's clear as day, in my opinion. The city council may make investigations into the city's affairs and into the conduct and performance of any city agency, period. So while I appreciate our corporation counsel, who again I have tremendous respect for, to my colleague who also co-sponsored the resolution, whether I care about his opinion or not doesn't really matter, because what my interpretation of the charter doesn't have anything confusing about it, and we don't need to muddy the waters. So as I conclude, I'm sorry to belabor the point, but this is just something that we have a ethical responsibility to have a discussion on and to debate. And I ask my colleagues unanimously to support doing the right thing. I yield.
Probably the most difficult resolution I've had to file ever. As to the why. So the why is, if you want to go in chronological order, we get a report that is, making accusations to an astronomical scale. And within that same day, I receive a call from the mayor telling me he's given the police chief a 2-year contract. No conversation about the article, no conversation about the investigation, no conversation about the accusations. But in typical Fall River fashion, it's move on. And
So, yep. So all that, I mean, you heard what Cliff Ponte said, right? Cliff Ponte said there was no, people criticize everyone. People criticize government all the time, okay? So, I mean, there ain't no criminal, it's not criminal at all, okay? I mean, sometimes people do all the time. People criticize government all the time, right? Sometimes I, criticize government, you know what I'm saying? And because, we do hold politicians accountable, for their actions, and there's nothing basically wrong with that. Okay. So, I mean, and we also want transparency, you know what I'm saying? So, and we also want, the forensic audit. You know what I'm saying? Which is Michael Roderick says, oh, you cannot have, we can't, he said no about the forensics audit. Oh, you cannot use the forensics audit, and so that passed at 72%, and so let me tell you, I mean, this whole entire thing's a mess, and so is the police department. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's corruption everywhere. You got Carol Viola, puts her daughter on the top. You know what I'm saying? I for myself, okay, I believe in, okay, if you're gonna go to the academy, the police academy, you can start from the bottom up, right? But no, I mean, somebody, if you know somebody in government, like Cal Viola, well, which is her daughter, getting special treatment and climbing up to the detectives. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's not right either. Okay, I mean that's something that that's not right either. Getting special treatment like that, it's because her mother is a state representative in government, right? And I have an uncle, okay, that used to be the police commissioner, okay, Nero Farias, okay, and all I wanted is to be a auxiliary police officer. You know what I'm saying? Or a constable, one of the two. And I'm not gonna go to him if he was around today. I'm not gonna go to him and say, hey, Nero, you're my uncle. I'm not gonna go to him for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna fill out the necessary application, and that's it. I mean, I'm not gonna use his influence. Just like Cal Viola, did for her daughter. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's how corruption starts. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, man. I mean, this is ridiculous. She basically, actually, Cal Viola's daughter basically used her mother's influence to get her in, to the head of the detective's office, which is not right. Okay, it's not right at all. I believe that going to the police academy, starting from the bottom up. You know what I'm saying? It's like I said, it's still not right. I don't believe that stuff should be happening just because your mother's an elected official or your father's the president or your uncle's the senator. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you're going to join the police department, you start from the bottom up, just like everybody else. Okay. And my uncle Nero Farias, he would actually tell you that. Okay, you start from the bottom up. So I mean, there was a lot of influence there at some point. You know what I'm saying? And Cal Viola's daughter using her mother as a influence, to push her up to rank, in the detective's office. That's not right at all. Our tax money, you know what I'm saying? Our tax money again is paying for this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it shouldn't even be happening. I believe everybody should be starting from the bottom up. I mean, I don't know why they don't investigate that too. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not right. You know what I'm saying? to influence, because your mom's, a state rep or a senator or a mayor or any type of public official. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that right there, that stuff right there should be exposed. You know what I'm saying? Because it's total not right. You know what I'm saying? It's not right at all. Like I said, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I had an uncle that was a police commissioner, Naro Farias. And let me tell you something. I would never use his influence to get into the auxiliary police or to be a constable. You know what I'm saying? So I would never. But but Cal Fiola's daughter used her mother's influence to get her as a detective, and that's not right. Okay. So now what about everybody else? Okay. What about everyone else? Okay. That just got out of the academy. Okay. And they're starting from the bottom and they're working way to the top. Right? What about them? You know what I'm saying? I mean, again, you know what I'm saying? I speak about this a lot and it's not right. Okay? It's not right at all. But you know what? And I'm going to tell you firsthand that this investigation into the police department, okay, this is going to go a little bit further than I expected. Okay. And once you start investigating the police department, now the internal affairs, they start getting involved, and then now they start investigating, they start investigating cops. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I think this investigation is going to go a little further. I expect it to do. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, because there's a lot of corruption around, and we need to bring some transparency into back into our election, and we hold politicians accountable. And we also hold police officers accountable too, as well. You know what I'm saying? So we have to bring transparency back. You know what I'm saying? And and again, just like the forensic audit too. You know what I'm saying? We have to bring the forensic audit back because now, again, Michael Rodrigues again says no, he does not want the forensic audit. And and we have to have the forensic audit. So why doesn't he want the forensic audit? Okay, why? I mean, why doesn't he want it? You know what I'm saying? He probably don't even want us to know where all our where the money went. Okay, I mean, look at Governor Moore Healy with the illegals. Okay. Look at all that stuff going on, okay? Mayor Michelle Wu, the Boston mayor, too, same way, corrupt up there in Boston. Same thing down here, corrupt over here in Fall River, okay, with Mayor Paul Coogan. That's why the recall is in place, okay? That's why the recall is in place, and I support the recall. And, and when those papers come out, I will be putting my name on those papers. So, and that's it, because this is like so ridiculous. I mean, CJ Ferry said it, Chip said it. This is so ridiculous already. I mean, we cannot even have this kind of stuff going on in our city. Okay. I mean, again, people watch around the world. Our city is becoming a laughingstock again. Okay. Not that it already is. So it's coming to be a laughingstock again. So earlier today, and I laugh at this too myself. So earlier today, I mean, I was coming out of Dunkin' Donuts. I saw in the where the police department inside the police department. I saw the news truck over there. So I kind of like really played the video a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, if you guys are up to listening to a little bit of my live my live video, I'm willing to actually share it and play it. So, but if you guys are willing to listen to it, I mean, hey, I'm willing to share it and play it. You know what I'm saying too as well. But I ain't gonna do it today because I just got done playing what do you call it a YouTube video of Cliff Ponte when Cliff Ponte was talking about certain things when he was talking about the police department when he was talking about the actual investigation too as well. So but if you want, I can actually I'll play that probably tomorrow. Tomorrow. So and today I was just also catching up on a little bit of news videos and stuff like that too as well. Play some videos like Channel 12 videos around the area. You know what I'm saying, like around the world. So that way people knows what's going on around the world. So, but I'll be doing that more often. But I'm going to keep my eye on this investigation and see how this investigation turns out. Could be nothing, could be something. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna be watching out for that, and and looking for news articles like videos and stuff like that too. So see if there's any update on this whole entire investigation. But I know Linda Pereira. Oh, when I worked for the DA's office, but she was against this investigation. She was against it. Linda Pereira, she was against it, which is, I mean, she should have, and then she admitted later on that, oh, well, I didn't see the full report. Well, then why open your mouth? You know what I'm saying? If you didn't see the full report. And that's it, So, but, I think some of them people should go. Okay. I mean, Cliff Ponte, Chris Peckham, Michael Canuel, Michelle Dion. Okay. I think there are some city councilors. Okay. We need more city councilors like that. Sean Kadim, I think he should go. Sean Kadim, I think should go. Linda Pereira, I think she should go. Okay. She's been in there too long. Okay. And I think also Raposo too. I think he should go too because he's been in there too long too. And because this is even Christopher said, I mean, how could he trust any of the people that he works with? You know what I'm saying? How could he trust administration? You know what I'm saying? He can't. You know what I'm saying? You can't trust the administration, at all. And that's pretty bad. Okay, when you can't trust in the administration. Okay, it's pretty bad that you can't. Okay, it's horrible. Okay, and I mean, these other city councilors. I mean, I think they should. The other were like Raposo, Sean Kadim, and stuff. And Hart, he wasn't there. I think they all should be, working with, supporting supporting the situation. Okay, but they didn't. So I mean, they didn't. and you know something, and it's ridiculous. Okay, you know, and it's ridiculous. So that's why the recall's in place, hoping that that you know we can get extra papers out there to get rid of some of them city councilors like Linda Pereira and Hart and Sean Kadim and Raposo, because they need to be replaced. Okay, what they need to be replaced with you know new fresh faces. Okay, fresh faces. You know. Yeah, they need to be replaced with fresh faces because it's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? So that they need to go. You know what I'm saying? Raposo and Sean Kadim, Councilor Hart, and Joe Camara. He might have, I don't know if he's still there, but these people need to go. You know what I'm saying? Because we got, you know, Chris Peckham, we got Cliff Ponte. These guys are awesome city councilors. We got Michelle Dion, great city councilor too as well. You know, and but anyways, I just want to, you know, say you guys, you know. Guys, have a good night and everything, and keep you up to date in investigation. Okay, and tomorrow I'll probably, I'm gonna probably, you know, play that video that I took earlier at the police department when the when the news reporter was out there. So, and again, we are the laughingstock of Fall River, so. And you know, like people all over the world are laughing at us. They think that, you know, we're a joke. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, and this is why we got to get rid of the mayor. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is why we have to you know, recall the mayor. He has to go. You know what I'm saying? He does. The mayor has to go. You know, because it's ridiculous already. You know what I'm saying? And you know, Fall River, okay, right now, we don't need this kind of publicity. You know what I'm saying? You know, because all in his mind is market rate housing, okay, waterfront, okay. Now, yeah, I mean, I now they want to take the fire station, put it down on 79, okay, but there is no curbing over there at all, okay. So where are you going to put the police department or the fire department over there, okay, on 79? My opinion, and I think, you know, the fire department should stay where it is, knock it down and rebuild it. You know what I'm saying? Fix it up, okay? Or knock down the old police station and put the fire department right there. So they have that parking lot and plus, you know, and a parking lot across the street too as well. You know what I'm saying? But so putting that, with that being said, you know, but I don't think 79 is a good idea. You know, and yeah, so I don't even think that is. And a civil service, I mean, I think, you know, I think they should put back the civil service too. You know what I'm saying? You know, and in my opinion, so I think they should put it back too. You know, that's my opinion. But other than that, I mean the budget. I think the budget is completed, depleted. You know, Mayor Paul Coogan depleted the budget. I mean, Fall River is heading this way. That's where Fall River is heading. Okay, Fall River is heading straight down. If we don't get a handle of this, okay, Fall River is going to be down. Okay, and you know something, and that's a shame. Okay. That's horrible. And, and I was born and raised here. You know what I'm saying? I was born and raised here in the projects. I was born and raised here on Eastern Avenue, Flint Street. And I was born and raised here. You know what I'm saying? And it's horrible when you're seeing your city going kaput. You know what I'm saying? And crime everywhere, which is Mayor Paul Coogan don't recognize that. I'm out there all the time. Okay. I'm out there all the time. I'm either in Dunkin' Donuts or I'm on the bus. Okay. Or, I'm going places with my wife and stuff. I mean, don't you think I see what goes on out there? I do see what goes on out there. Okay. I see things out there that Mayor Paul Coogan don't see. Okay. Because he drives home in his car after work. Okay. And I see things out there that the mayor don't even see. Okay. And everybody says, the mayor doesn't have nothing to do with that. No, the mayor does have something to do with that. Okay. With the criminal element. Okay. The mayor does. Okay. That's why he appoints police chief, because he has something to do with it. Okay. I don't want to hear he doesn't have it. He does have something to do with it. Okay. He's corrupt. And that's why. Okay. He doesn't care what goes on here in the city of Fall River. Okay. He doesn't care about the people. Okay. And we all know that. Okay. Nobody's going to tell us any different. Okay. He don't care about the people. Okay. And, and other people that live in other towns. My mayor care, but our public officials care about us. Well, ours don't. And that's why, and this is why our city is going down the tubes. This is why people are moving. Even the billionaires don't even want to be here. Okay. And they got money. And I don't blame them either. I'd move too. You know what I'm saying? If you look at the budget for 2026, I can imagine what the budget for 2027 is going to look like, and 2028, and 2029, and 2030. I can imagine what that budget's going to look like. That budget's going to be, that's going to be completed. Watch. Okay. That's why I believe that we should have a manager to handle all of that. Okay. If not, maybe the city councils can handle the money, handle the taxpayers' money. Okay. So that way we know exactly where it is. Okay. You know what it is. And in this world today, okay, too many hands in a cookie jar. Okay. Too many hands in a cookie jar. That's what it is. Okay. Too many things. I want this. I want that. I want this. I want that. They're fighting back. It's all greed. That's what it is. All greed. Okay. And we as taxpayers, we know that. So that's why we need to have transparency and hold these politicians accountable for everything that they do. Okay. Everything that they do. Film them, everything that they do. Okay. One thing I can say about Chris Peckham and Cliff Ponte, thumbs up for you guys. Thumbs up to you guys. Congratulations. Thank you for what you do. Okay. And stepping up and letting everybody know that you guys mean business. Okay. And that's a good thing. Okay. Other than that, same thing with Michelle Dion. Good for you. Good job. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I can say right now. Okay. Because 1, 2, 3 city councilors. Okay. 3 city councilors out of all the rest of them. Okay. We want transparency. Okay. We want transparency. What is wrong with having transparency? We had it before. Let's bring the transparency back. Let's bring the civil service back too. Okay? What is wrong with that? Okay? What is wrong with that? Bringing business to our city, build up the economy again. So we are going to keep on fighting for that transparency and forensic audit too, because we're not going to forget that, and we're not going to forget that. So because we want to know where all that money went, and we'll keep fighting for that. We'll fight the good fight for that too. So as well. So guys, have a great night. It's already 10:34. So I'll be on to later on tomorrow, and I'll play that video that I took earlier today, and you guys could take a look at it. So all right. So this is Dave Mead for Media News. Have a good night, everybody, and I'll keep you guys updated on the investigation, and I'll keep you guys updated on the investigation for our police department. Take care, everybody. Have a great night.